This is the Milo Beasley Show. This is the Milo Beasley Show. There's only one thing you need to know. This is the Milo Beasley Show. And now, here's your host, Milo Beasley.
And welcome to the Milo Beasley Show, episode number 189. Getting up there, getting close to that 200 mark. My guest this week, Simon Grimm, or as I knew him many moons ago, Ryan Drago.
Oh yes, the what was it? The
2006 Jeff Peterson Cup. You came down to Florida.
We did the three-way dance. You, me, and Jarrell Clark. I believe.
Yes.
I remember.
It was a lot of fun.
First night I ever met Delirious as well.
First night you ever met Delirious.
First night I ever met Delirious.
Yeah, so we're hanging out here at I don't know if you can hear, at MLW, the Road to the Championship, the World Championship. But you weren't involved in the tournament.
I was not. No.
You were involved in a tag team match.
Yes.
You have aligned yourself with Seth Petrozelli, as well as, I guess, the Tom Lawler crew.
Oh yes.
Team Filthy. How did that come about?
Well, actually, Seth Petrozelli used to work as the striking coach for the WWE Performance Center right here in Orlando. And he also runs the Jungle MMA and Fitness School here in Orlando again.
Right.
And he opened up a school. He's like, any of you guys want to come in and train? You're free to do so. And that was about almost 3 years ago now. And I'm actually one of only, I think, 2 people to show up.
Right.
I'm the only one still going. I was the only one still going. Jack Gallagher still goes there.
Okay.
He goes there to work out. Sarah Logan and Ray Rowe actually go there. They do their Viking fight training there. But I've been training with Seth and his crew for almost 2.5 years now.
Well, have you picked up any desire to actually have an MMA match?
No, because I'm pretty ugly as it is, and I don't know that I really need people punching me in the face. I figure I'm best keeping what I've got as minimal as it is.
I kind of agree. Plus the mustache.
Yeah, Ian McCall already does that, and I don't want to step on his toes.
Yeah. So do you endorse any mustache wax brand?
Yes, but I'm not going to say their name because if they don't endorse me.
Oh. Okay, well that's...
I will mention Cellucor Products because my buddy Brandon Rockmore works for them, and they have great supplements and all sorts of stuff, protein, all that, because I do endorse them because I like their stuff. But yes, this mustache wax I use, I've tried to get an endorsement from them, and they always ignore me.
How long have you had the style, the curl?
Since 2010.
2010.
I actually grew it for the first time on the first time I waxed it was my 28th birthday in 2010. October 18th.
As a joke or as, let's see if this thing sticks?
So what had happened was, I'm a big fan of the band Gogol Bordello.
Okay.
And the lead singer, Eugene Hutz, has a big handlebar mustache. And that same year, 2010, earlier in the year, I'd seen the film Bronson with Tom Hardy. And he had the big handlebar mustache. And I just sort of thought to myself, I was like, you know what? I'm going to grow a mustache. I'm going to see how this looks. And it kind of became a thing after that.
That's pretty awesome. I have to go with the full beard because I feel like I have to cover my face.
I feel like if you shave, you'd look like a 12-year-old.
Yeah, I did it one time during my career and never again. Yeah.
I'd say that's right up there with when you used to be Naphtali.
Yes.
Like,
when I was that, I had more of like a longer goatee.
I just remember it was very hard to pronounce.
Yes.
It's a lot of letters.
Yeah, it's and that was another reason why I ended up changing it, but it was a little bit hard to pronounce.
Yeah. We actually struggled with that in WWE because we were the Vaudevillains. No one could spell. We never trended ever because no one could spell it.
Nobody could spell it right, so you could never trend.
We won the tag titles in Brooklyn. Huge pop. Everyone loved it. Everyone loves the match. It was like it actually appeared on NXT's like Best Match of the Year DVD. And
you get royalties from that?
We do actually. But we never trended. And I honestly think it's because no one could spell our name right.
Wow. Yeah. So now I'm Milo Beasley and you're Simon Grimm.
Yes.
People can spell Grimm. Do they spell it with 2 M's?
Some usually. They usually
get it right.
Usually, yeah.
So what's next for you then? Still just travel the world?
Wrestling. The thing is, I was a wrestler for 12 years before WWE signed me.
Right.
And I'm going to be a wrestler for probably another 12 after this.
So what else do you do besides wrestle? And
literally nothing.
No?
I play video games. I go to jiu-jitsu.
What video games do you like?
the Yakuza series I'm a big fan of.
Okay.
Part 6 actually just got pushed back until like April 14th, so I'm a little let down by that. It was supposed to be out like next week. So that was a bit of a letdown. I pre-ordered and everything.
Well, that was a quick match. I don't know who it was. But that was
It was
quick.
Caramel Kodiak.
Oh, yeah, you can't beat him. I don't even if you were to knock him down, you can't put his shoulders on the mat. It might be physically impossible. I hit him once with an Xbox 360, no lie, and he didn't even fall.
You see, if it was an original Xbox, he would have. Those are heavier.
Yes. Wait a minute. I think you actually have my... Somebody has my original. I gave it to Hero. I gave Hero my original Xbox, and it got passed around. So I don't know.
As most things that Chris Hero Touches does.
Well, we may edit that out.
I don't know how family friendly this show is. I just.
Yeah, you like to travel? Like travel
No.
plans? No, you hate traveling.
I'm actually the worst person in the world if you put me in an airport. I hate stewardesses. I call them waitresses in the sky. I have more than once cursed at them,
Okay.
and not like an angry yelling way, but just like an F off. You don't tell me what to do. And I'm a nice guy outside of airports. Don't get me wrong. I'm lovely outside of airports, but in airports, because I don't like to travel.
Right.
In that I don't like being put in a plane. I'm a big enough guy to where I'm usually uncomfortable in the seat.
Right, super uncomfortable in the seat, right? Yeah, how tall are you?
I'm about 6'1".
6'1", and you're
I'm about
thick, so like
225.
you're right. That's
And
not small. They should make airplanes for wrestlers.
They should, and I always have the fanny pack because I don't like having to dig through my bag for stuff.
Correct.
And they always try and, oh no, that's an extra bag. And I actually, they made me one time put it in my backpack.
I usually put mine in my backpack, and then once take off, you take it out. And
You see, I'm very mean like that. Like I'm unruly to where I was not pleasant to this nice older woman was very insistent I had to put it in the backpack, and I said, I'm gonna just take this. I'm just gonna take this out as soon as I get past you, right?
Well,
I'm really bad in airports. I think it's because in general airports, I don't know how many of your viewers are familiar with Douglas Adams, gentleman who wrote the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series,
Okay, right.
Dirk Gently. In the second Dirk Gently book, The Long Dark Tea Time of the Soul, he actually makes reference in the opening to how airports are seemingly designed to be the most unpleasant places in the world. Like they go out of their way to make them unpleasant.
I can see that, yes.
And which is why no society on earth has ever birthed the phrase "as pretty as an airport." So I just don't like airports. I think that's what it really comes down to. And I'm always going somewhere and I'm like pressed for time, or I'm coming
Right.
from somewhere and I've got to leave.
Right.
I-
And layovers are the worst. To get from one, especially Atlanta. Atlanta's the worst.
I had, no joke, going to England for King of Trios. I had an 8-hour layover in Philly, but it was an international flight, so I wouldn't have had enough time to leave.
Right. So you're just stuck there for 8 hours.
I did an 8-hour Q&A on Twitter.
Oh wow. You didn't. Well, I guess what are you gonna do? Sleep, and then somebody comes and rifles through your stuff.
Well, here's the thing: if I sleep, I'm not gonna sleep on the plane.
Right.
Then I'm gonna be all messed up when I get to England.
All right. So a thing we like to do on the Milo Beasley Show is called the Top 5. I really hope none of this music is copyrighted, because or else I'm screwed.
Fair use. It's in the background.
Okay. Yeah, I've been dinged for stuff before in the background, and it sucks. So, top 5 favorites wrestling strongmen.
Ooh. All right. Now these aren't all strong men who I necessarily were good wrestlers.
Right,
But they're my favorite.
Correct.
All right. So top 5. These are in no order. Remember that.
No order, no particular order. 5.
I think I got to put in. Well, let's start with Scott Putski.
Okay.
Let's see, Ted Arcidi.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I'm going deep.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that one.
No, that's a deep cut. Who was the other one? Was Arcidi? There's another guy. They're both Canadian. You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna go with Scott Norton. Flash.
Super underrated, right?
Oh, very underrated. Actually, very good wrestler. The only guy on this list so far.
And he's still going.
Yeah. The great Antonio for his one match with Inoki. Look that one up. The great.
I can't believe anybody would put the great Antonio in any top 5 of anything.
Well, I want people to listen to this list and go away and learn something from it.
Okay.
So the great Antonio, for the background on this, he was a famous strongman in Canada before he became a pro wrestler. Inoki, to sort of bolster his record, did a match with the Great Antonio, and the Great Antonio was terrible, prompting Inoki to just kick him in the face until he gave up.
Yes, it was fantastic.
Great match.
Like that, there was no pin. There was just it just ended.
Is that 4?
That's 4.
4. Okay, then number 1, I'm gonna have to go with. Now he was actually a power lifter, an Olympic power lifter. Tom McGee.
Okay.
Tom McGee, who I swear up and down is the illegitimate father of Kenny Omega. Look at an old photo of Kenny Omega from DDT when he had the curly hair.
Right.
He looks just like Tom McGee. He's also from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, just like Tom McGee.
Maybe you stumbled upon something.
Tom McGee also did a lot of flips.
Maybe we stumbled upon something. Breaking news on the Milo Beasley Show. I'm surprised you didn't have Dino Bravo in there. He would have made my list.
He broke Brett's sternum, and Brett had to finish the match with a broken sternum.
Well, I mean...
Wrestling with shadows is real. It is the realest reel of all real.
So where can folks find you on the social medias?
You can find me on the Twitter at Devious Journey, which if you don't understand that name, actually look up the definition of the word devious and it'll make more sense. And then on Instagram, I'm at Gotchstyle WWE because I have the blue check there,
right,
and they won't let you change your name.
Right.
So I'm stuck as that. I can't change it.
Well, you know.
But I also just bought the rights to the Simon Gotch name, so I'm allowed to do that now.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, yes.
So, of course, you can find me on all the socials at The Wrestling Bum. Anything else before we wrap up here?
Yes. Have you ever met the Wrestling Hobo from California?
I have. He was. I did an episode with the Hobo. I believe this might have been episode 75. We actually filmed an episode in the Burger King in Burbank that was on the Back to the Future.
Now, serious question. Was this the same Burger King that Humpty Hump from Digital Underground got busy in the bathroom of?
I can't answer that question.
Because he did once get busy in a Burger King bathroom.
Right,
according to the Humpty Dance.
But I don't know if it was that one. But it wasn't the Back to the Future Burger King.
Okay.
So if you know where that one is, have you ever been to the Back to the Future Burger King?
I have not, but Kushida has.
Kushida has. I did see. I see. He went on a photo shoot.
Oh yeah, no. Is a friend of mine, David Floridia. He's actually Sumi Sakai's husband. His brother, because he's from Southern California. Because Kushida wanted to go visit the sites of Back to the Future, so he's like calling his brother, finding out where all the houses are and stuff. And oh, this is Biff Tannen's house. Oh, this is Marty McFly's house. So yeah, no.
I've done that tour. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, no, it's a fun one.
So, so that's about it for episode 189 of the Milo Beasley Show. Thank you, Simon, for hanging out with me.
You're quite welcome. Thank you, Milo.
Hanging out here at MLW. Catch it on, I believe they put all their stuff up on the YouTubes.
Oh,
so catch it at MLW, I believe. And
on Instagram, they're at Major League Wrestling.
At Major League Wrestling.
Also, the MLW Radio Network, which hosts Jim Ross, Jim Cornette, I think Steve Austin, all sorts of podcasts.
And now Larry Dallas.
Larry Dallas.
My good friend Larry Dallas is on there.
That's good. I like
so,
you know who needs a podcast?
Who?
Mitch Ryder. Just for that voice.
I can see that.
I want Mitch Ryder and Drake Younger to have a podcast together just to hear their voices. Just raspy voices.
I could buy that. I say thank you for watching episode 189. We will see you next week.
Because I believe, just so the kids know, I think it's important for you to venture out and, experience life. I went to Amsterdam when I was 8, and I really grew up. I became an adult that day. Yeah, travel's important, especially if you can do so.